Hello, everyone. We are live. This is Gratitude Art Journaling. Let me know if you can hear me. Who's here? So I was picking up a full box of paints from my top shelf and I dropped it. And this orange paint, I think it broke. Yep, it broke. I'm going to throw it away. So it broke and it's splattered bright orange everywhere. So I have bright orange everywhere. And it happened 2 minutes before I was supposed to go live. So I'm frantically trying to clean up all these bottles because, if the paint dries, it's acrylic paint. And if it dries, it's just gonna stick to everything it's touching. So this is why I'm still hectic right now, sounding weird a little bit. Waiting for everybody to hop on, just a few, maybe a couple minutes, and we're gonna start. I see Angie said, "Good afternoon." Good afternoon, Angie. Looks like Angie was here a little bit early. So I'm doing this every Thursday at 3:30 Central, because it just works better for my class schedule here at the studio. And I think that's just a good idea. Works well so far. Okay, I think I got it all. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna put it right here so you can see the mess I've created. This whole box was on the floor. There's 36 bottles. Luckily, just one of them broke, not more than that. And luckily, nothing spilled on me. So that was good. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this away real quick. That's cleaning. And we're gonna pull out our prompt. And we're gonna get to work. I think I made a mistake of not posting this on Facebook. Nobody knows that I'm live. Wonder if I should add. Hold on, let me see if I can add here. Can I? Let's see. Let's see if that works. Huh. I wonder if somebody would hop on there because I forgot to make an event. Well, here we are. I guess we'll have to deal with that. All right. So, not yesterday. On Tuesday, I have an in-person gratitude art journaling class, and in that class, I created this page, and I really, really like it. So I really want to play with this idea a little bit more. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. And before I start, I'm gonna pull the prompt. Full prompt. Let's see, what's our gratitude prompt for today? Some of my cards here. And that says, what do you love about your town? What do you love about your town? That is a very nice prompt, you guys. We're going to work with that and we're going to talk about where you're from and what you love about the area where you live. And while we're doing that, we will create some art in the journal format. Whoopsie daisy. Of course I did that. Okay. So here we go. So I really like to use like different catalogs And some catalogs come with paper that's newsprint. It's not glossy. And this paper is very good to use as your back paper to wiping off your brushes, to clean things up, so that you do not have to use paper towels for everything. So I'm going to use that to cover up a little bit so that I don't make a mess on the other side. And I'm going to pick my colors and then I'm going to decide what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go with something light and something darker and something medium kind of in between. If I can, I think I can. I think this looks good. What do you think? I think this looks pretty good. Yeah. So we can either do go with a darker background and then pile everything up lighter, or go the other way around. So I think I'm going to go with a darker background. Or you can do a lighter and go into darker. So like over here, I have the darker background based on darks. And then I added things of different shades and tones. This is mostly green with a little bit of yellow dots here, some black, and some white. But this is mostly different shades of green. So let's see. Maybe even I would want to try purple, maybe 4. Okay, so like that. This is what I'm going to work with today as I'm working on my prompt. What do you love about your town? And if you're here with me right now, go ahead. If you feel like participating, it's a gratitude prompt. Is there anything that you like about your town that you would like to share with me? I would love to hear it. Okay. So I live in Omaha, in West Omaha, and I work in Papillion. Papillion is right next to Omaha. And so I get 2 towns to love. And so what I love about them both is the small coffee shops everywhere. And they are amazing. And I get to talk to the owners once in a while. And like the coffee is delicious. The owners are wonderful people. The community is great. So it's like, what's not to like, right? So I just absolutely love little coffee places all over my town that we have here. What about you? You here, tell me what you like about your town. Okay. So I just used some acrylic paint here, and the idea is to put a few dots on your paper and then brush it in the same direction. I like to go up and down. And you're gonna have some areas that will stay white and some areas that the paint will actually take. And I'm just gonna stop at this. I do not want to do anything else here. Okay, just like that. Use my brush, hoping that the camera is not shaking too bad. All right, and my next step is going to be using a stencil. So I used this stencil, picked this stencil for today. And for my stencils, I like to use makeup sponges. So I have a makeup sponge, like a little wedge right here, sitting in the water for me. And I'm going to go ahead and add 1 tone down. So I have 4 here. So I'm just going to go with this lavender kind of color. Oops. And just going to put it right here on the side paper. Use my sponge and tap it in. What do you like about your town? This is our gratitude prompt for today. Do you have something that you really, really like about your town? Do you mind sharing? completely forgot to put this class on events. And so I'm like, oh, I forgot to do that. And so now I'm doing this, and people are like, what's happening? Why is she live? What's going on? Melanie says, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Is it Boige? What I like is the river and the foothills, mountains view. Oh, wow. I don't know if you've heard that theory before. I heard it just recently, and it makes so much sense to me. I heard that it's that people get the best energy for like creative development in the areas where water meets the land and the mountain, like in the same area. So you, Melanie, you are like in the perfect, you're in the perfect space there. I don't know. I don't even know what's gonna happen with this stem cell idea. I really like how the other one came out, so I'm just trying. So yeah, so in my area here in Omaha, this is Midwest, so we have a lot of fields that grow different things, and I really like the rolling Boise. Ooh, it's pronounced Boise. Okay, wow. Where is it? Where is it? Is it what country is it in? I mean, I don't want to assume that it's in the States just because you're speaking English, you know? I speak English, but okay, so now I'm gonna go one tone down. And I'm gonna apply my stencil again, going back to the same kind of try, and then kind of scooch it out a little bit, like change the angle a little bit so that I get a little bit of a different area with that. Like just turn it clockwise or counterclockwise and see what happens. We'll see what happens. It might not happen as pretty as the other one did, but it's worth a try. In the US, Idaho, the potato state. Oh, I love potatoes. Love potatoes. Yeah, I guess Nebraska is the corn state. Well, I know Iowa is the corn state. I'm not sure if Nebraska is a corn state. Yeah, this is what I wanted to achieve. Like there's two colors there working together, and then there is some dark from the background showing. That's exactly what I wanted to achieve. So let's find the right space for this one. Let's see what happens next. So when we talk about your the question is, what do you love about your town? We can look into so many things, right? We start with, I started with coffee, and Melanie talked about nature, and then like what else? What else is there that we can be grateful for in our own towns, right where we live, right where we see everything? Every day we're here. What is it that it's right next to our eyes sometimes, and like right in front of our noses? We may not even notice it. I wonder, what is it? So I'm grabbing something else from my box. I'm doing this in hopes that I don't need to pull out the whole box. I really do not want to pull out the whole box. I might have to. Okay, found my rectangular thingy. Oh, come on. There you are. Found it. Also found another bottle of paint that I dropped as I was getting ready for this. Okay, so this is just corrugated cardboard, and I just peeled the top layer off of it, and I use it to make different prints. And this came, I don't even remember what it was, some sort of packaging. I pulled it out, and it makes a very nice rectangle, so I use it for stamping. Okay, so I want to make some sort of a texture here with the cardboard pattern. So I'm going back to my darkest color, and let's see what we can do. I probably don't need a lot here because it's just this area, so I'm just going to paint one part of it right here. And see if it will do something for me. So in Omaha, we have a beautiful group called Lit, and it's a female entrepreneur support group, and that group is completely awesomely amazing. And you do not have to, I don't think you have to live in Omaha to be a part of it. So if you want to look it up, go ahead. But how the women in this group are connected and how everybody helps each other, like all of that. I think this is also something super special about the town where I live in. So what I did here, I put like a darker color a little bit. So like if I turn it this way, you'll be able to see it. But if it's down flat, it's kind of hard. Yeah. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to be working with almost symmetrical, kind of symmetrical approach here. I might break my symmetry or I might stick to it. I don't know. We'll see. So when you think about your town, what about the community you have there? What's going on in the community? Is the community something that you feel grateful for? Are there people in there that make a difference for you or for everybody? So I'm asking all these questions. It's just prompt to think about as you're working in your gratitude art journal. Because very often, for me, like I like to sit with my gratitude and think and ponder about it and find more and more things that matter to me, that are important. And so as you're doing that, as you think about more and more things that are important, I guess the more and more gratitude comes into your life. Yeah. So I just added that. I really like it. Okay. I'm going to rinse my brush. So if you guys just joined in, let us know. Let us know what town you're from and what do you love about your town. This is our gratitude prompt today. I am doing these sessions every Thursday at 3:30 Central. I just hopped on Facebook without a warning for anybody because I completely forgot to put a thing up. But we're here. Okay, so my next thing is like this super light super light pink. I'm gonna put a little bit on there. It's almost white. And I want to make my little squares with that. Not squares, actually, they are rectangles. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to ask you, if this is not too hard, to click the thumbs up, the like button, if it's not too hard. If you like this, it will just tell YouTube and Facebook to show this to more people, and it will help me grow. Make sure to also, if you think that this is something that interests you, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because this is where I usually going live. I don't usually do Facebook anymore. You know, things are happening. I don't know. I thought I was square, like I was trying to line up my rectangles to go square, and they did an angle. Oh well. That's all good. So let's see. Angie says just got home from work. How did you get that? I like it. Okay, gratitude for arriving home from work. Not grateful for 97-degree. Click bell to receive notifications every time she goes live. Angie, you know the program. Thank you. Angie, this is the things over here. It's a stencil. So if you want to see step by step, then like after I'm done, you can go back and watch your replay. But it's just a stencil. Okay. So again, if you're here, tell us what town you're from and what do you love about your town. Let's share some love for our towns, for the places where we live. Okay. So my next step would be to add some fake writing. So to create fake writing, all you need to do is you just move your hand, like you pretend like you're writing, but you actually are not. Okay, just like here, it looks like there is some script on the page, but it really isn't. And I really wanted this dry before I start writing, so I think I'm just gonna run a blow dryer on it. I don't know. Just want to do that maybe before I do something else. Let's see what we can do. Excuse me. You know what? I think I'm going to start putting dots on there. So this page is inspired by that page. So I'm just going to start putting dots, just black dots with a black Sharpie, just following the lines, kind of skipping ones. So I'm just gonna skip a line here and there, leave it some room so I'm not filling in every row, but like every other row, and that will allow me to create some visual interest to this. So I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, see, just dots. Gratitude or journaling doesn't need to be complicated. You know, you can use as few or as many supplies as you like. So I'm using acrylic paints and stencils and a Sharpie today. And I think I'll end up using the Posca pen to add more color to the pinwheels. But yeah, so these pinwheels, now that I'm like looking at them more and think about them more, you know what they make me think of? They make me think of the first fireworks that I saw in the United States on the 4th of July after I moved, and we were in Omaha, Nebraska, where I live right now. We went to a football game, which I don't even remember where it was. And I do remember that I just went for fireworks. I wanted to see fireworks. And they did not disappoint. They were so good. And I think this is what's coming through for me here for one of the things that I love about the town where I live is the fireworks. But on the other hand, I kind of have love and hate relationship with the fireworks because I have two dogs now. I didn't used to have dogs back then, but now I have two dogs, and my poor dogs suffer terribly when everybody pulls out their fireworks and just shoot them off all night long. My poor dogs don't do so great with that. So there's two kind of sides to it. So I added dots, just one. Now I'm gonna add black dots to the other one. This is very therapeutical, I guess, and relaxing because all you're doing is adding dots. Just adding dots and thinking about other things about my town that I'm grateful for. So I've been talking about Omaha a lot, but I actually work in Papillion, and I absolutely love downtown Papillion, um, which is where my studio is. It has this like Hallmark movie feel to it a little bit. And when we first got into the studio, it was just around about Christmas time. So the whole town was decked out, the whole downtown was so pretty. Music was playing and there were lots of lights. Like I don't see this a lot. It was gorgeous. Melanie says she's going to be visiting Omaha in September. Ooh. No, I could like to stop by the studio. It would be cool. It'd be cool to meet you in person. A fair warning, I'm not here all day every day. I'm here for classes usually, and then like sometimes I'm here if I'm working on my videos or like other like back end stuff. But I'm not here all day, so just like if you want to stop by, reach out so that I know that you're stopping by. Okay, so I have my black spots, black dots. Okay, that's still wet. All right, that's okay. I can work on the other ones. So I'm gonna grab my Posca pens. All right. Yes, that would be lovely, Melanie. I would love to meet you. So, we are in purple. So purple, and a pink, another pink. I think that gives us enough options. And I'm not even sure which ones are good still. So these I've had them for a while. So let's start with the lightest, maybe. No, let's do the lightest. Shake it up. Yep, make sure the paint's coming through. It is very well. And I'm just gonna start adding light dots, working around down next to those black dots. So the idea is to add 3 colors. Okay. So as I'm adding the light pink, I still want to be able to squeeze in another color in there. So that's why I'm staying super close to those black dots, and I keep my light pink dots on just the same side. From the black dots. The problem with my journal, you know, the one that's, so this one opens like an accordion, it's just super long. The only problem with that is that it's real hard to turn. Like if I need to change the direction of the page, I have a hard time turning it. But I think this page will work great for what I have in mind. Celebrations, what I have in mind now. Celebrations and families and community, because that's what the town is. The town is your people. It's not your roads and grocery stores, although you cannot go without those. You kind of have to have them, right? So yeah. And if somebody's watching replay later, let me know. Still comment. I will see your comment. Still let me know what it is about your town that you love. See how cool this is happening? This is super cool. I like it. Okay, let's do the other one. Of course, it's not for like if you like things to happen fast. All this putting all these little tiny dots on things takes forever, right? But then if it's just little tiny dots, then you can start thinking about something else. And you don't need to be so focused on what you're doing that you can think about it. And I really like that I can think on my prompt while I'm doing this. Yeah. Takes a little bit of focus to stay in the lines that I want to create, because I want them to stay these kind of, what did I call this, a pinwheel kind of firework formation. Keep going, just keep going. Okay, this is finally dry. So let's see. Moving on it. This is good. Now I'm gonna add some fake writing. I really like how I did it here. So I did like fake hieroglyphs. I can't say that word right, but like up and down, and then I added like script. So let's see, maybe I can do this again. I really do not like this Sharpie though. It looks like it's been worked on a canvas a lot. So very dull. Yeah. Okay, let's use this one. Okay, so we go just like create shapes that remind you of. Doesn't need to be anything specific, you know. Oh, that looks like a face. Let's see, change that. Just move your hand and use your intuition for whatever your hand wants to do, it will do it, you know. And then we're gonna write. So I'm gonna write some here and then some here, and it's gonna look like it's a letter, but it doesn't have any words in it. Okay, so it's like side. We'll just continue, and you know what? Of course you can. Of course, the of course you can. What am I thinking here? I'm trying to say, like, write the actual words and use this as a journaling spot to write exactly what you're thinking about, you know? Sometimes I do that. I'll go a couple pages back in my journal and I'll show you what I'm talking about. There you go. I'm going to bring this up here to the camera closer a little bit to show you. See, it's like fake writing. Looks like writing from the distance, but it's really not. And what I mean when I say journaling spot is like you can always do things like that. You can just put in a page and write. Like have a spot to write actual words in. Yeah. This is what I mean when I say my journal is like an accordion. It just pulls. Pulls and pulls and pulls and pulls. Okay, and I really like this. Okay, so I have one more color to add. That's what I wanted to do, and I'm kind of leaning towards this neon pink. I like it. I think it will look good here. So let's just add. I like adding white, but I think that light pink is very light enough. It's light enough to look like to also act like a highlight. So I'm just finding the places where I can fit and just keep adding. Uh-oh, did I lose my camera? Oh no, come back. Oh no, I did not lose my camera. It just moved for some reason. Let's move back. Come on, move back. All right. Maybe I rubbed on the mouse pad. Noticed. So here we go, and here we go. Just keep adding. It doesn't look like you're adding much when you just add in dots, but when there are a lot of them, it really starts coming together. Okay. Oof, the last dot was kind of loud. That's like super fun, isn't it? I just love this. And I'm gonna go ahead and do something different, and I'm gonna use the darker purple. I might regret this, I don't know. Let's try a little bit over here and see if I'm gonna regret this. Yep, I'm gonna regret this because this is blending in. I don't want that. I just want my nice and pink, and I'll just continue with that, and that's okay. Yeah. And as I'm doing this, it makes me think of all the little parts and all the little elements that go into living in a town and being a part of community and like all of that. And all of that. So if you're just hopping in, tell us where you're from. Our gratitude prompt today is, what do you love about your town? I talked a little bit about Omaha, where I live, and Papillion, where I work. So if you'd like to share with us, just hopping on, and if you'd like to tell us what it is that you love about your town, we would love to hear it. Angie says, I've never been to Nebraska. My retired youth minister and wife and son are Nebraska natives. Their daughters were born in Oklahoma. I see. Well, if you remember, tell them hi from Nebraska. Kind of like what's happening here. And I kind of like how this moved a little, like the circle. It makes me think of an eclipse. Can you see that? Just what I mean? Like in here and then here. Makes me think of an eclipse. I'm not going to do anything about them though, because I like them just the way they are. I am going to add some dots around my rectangles to just add a little bit more visual interest to them. Not that they need any. I think they look just great, just the way they are. Probably because of a higher contrast between the super light pink and the darker purple. So yeah, so this page is very abstract, right? And it really, like, if you open it, it's not screaming at you that, oh, this is about the town I live in. Yeah. But we spent an hour working on it, and we spent an hour pretty much sitting in gratitude for the places that we live in. So yeah, this is what it is. This is your gratitude art journaling right there, done right now. So I guess I'm gonna let this dry because Posca PennDOT might take a minute, and this is done, and I'm super happy with that. Sometimes I would write my prompt on the top, sometimes I do not, sometimes I add the date, and sometimes I don't. So you guys can do whatever works for you. Just do what feels good, do what feels right, express your gratitude, because for many reasons. And I do this every Thursday at 3:30. I don't know if I'll be live on Facebook again. I'll see how it goes. But I am on YouTube 3:30 on Thursdays. Gratitude art journaling. I hope to see you next time. And if you created a page and you would like to share it with me, feel free to message my Facebook page or send me an email. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.